Hello, educators. Welcome to Strategy Sunday. I am Carla Boswell-Lewis, Director for Strategic Educational Consultancy Services, on a mission to empower you, educators. Welcome to our Strategy Sunday. And as you know, Strategy Sunday is all about helping you, the educator, to plan your work week ahead so that you can become reflective and to align your student for success. This week we'll be focusing on assessment, myths, and facts, helping you to unlearn for success. What is standardized assessment? This is a test that is given and scored in a consistent standard format for students within a particular region, and it also helps them to become accepted in specific educational field, and also when students would like to move on to another level of the education system, whether from primary to high school to university. This is the test that is usually given, standardized assessment. We know that in the Caribbean we have CSEC and CAPE examinations. In Jamaica we have the primary exit profile PEP exam. We also have in America the SAT or ACT or PSAT, and these different regions will have different tests. In Australia there it's different, in Canada it is different also, and this test that is set standardized, it helps to establish benchmarks for acceptance, to help educators to understand what students know, what they need to know in order to move on. Now, standardized assessment, it's here and it's not going anywhere. And I know that many educators, you have heard myths and facts about this, and you are trying to unravel these in your mind. While there are many, in this series I'll be focusing on just two of each, two common ones that we usually hear and we're wondering what is going on. Just to make it clear to you, one of the myths is that it tests intelligence and achievement accurately. This cannot be so, because we know that there are different tests that are used to test intelligence, and there are also different tests that are used to test achievement. For achievement, you cannot, this one-off standardized assessment test cannot accurately state what the student has learned or has achieved over the 4 or 5 or for how long they have been preparing to do this exam. It doesn't accurately measure that. While it measures aspects of it, it is not an accurate overall view of what is it that the child has learned right throughout the time. And so that myth is, out there. So the next one is that it has no place in the education system. Educators, standardized assessment has a place in the education system. Let's look at it this way. If you are in the Caribbean, how will you know that this child has matriculated, how has this child demonstrated that they have surpassed the high school level and they're ready for another level? How do they show that they have accomplished enough to move them from primary to high school? It has to be through standardized assessment. Remember, if we do it in the Caribbean, it serves within the Caribbean. So the student who is moving from John Tom High School to go to UWI, this is what is going to be used to measure the other students in the other parishes, and this will give a true reflection of what they have achieved. If they're moving, however, from the Caribbean to America, they have to take the SAT, because they are taught from a different curriculum. They are taught certain concepts that they will need to have, the requisite knowledge, the foundation that they will need to have to move on to this. So standardized assessment has a place in the education system. Now, like myths, there are many facts, and we're focusing on two. The first one, it allows for a comparison among schools. And yes, this is now based on what is done, the scoring, the plotting, the showing to educators what has been done. You are now able to compare John Town Public against Marytown Public, how are the students performing there. It also informs policy, it informs best practices, because the teachers from Mary Public will now be able to go to Tom Public to say, what are you doing? How do you teach this aspect of the curriculum? What is it that you do? And so they form network building. They also form adopt best practices that will help them for the next batch of students that is coming, to address those loopholes that are there and to align students for success. The second one is that it identifies problematic areas in the curriculum and or syllabus. Yes, when the tests are scored, they're usually plotted, or they are given percentage, and they will show that, all right, within mathematics, this standard deviation, this is, students are having trouble right here. They don't know how to move from one area to the next. They don't know how the decimal plays. Whatever it is that entails in standard deviation, there's a challenge there. If you're doing meal planning, it will show that the students, they don't know how to differentiate between different courses, whether 1 course, 2 course, 3 course, 4 course. This is what they're not understanding. This is what they are saying. And so it helps the educator to look back at what has been done and how they can make the improvement. While the students would have moved on already, it helps the educator to become reflective in their approach, to look at what has been done and how they can improve it for the next students. And so this would have been it for today, but as we go through this week on the Instagram and the Facebook page, additional myths and facts will be posted there that you can interact with. And for Analysis Thursday, we will be looking at the accumulation of these tips and how it is that you can utilize them to help you to analyze your lesson plans and what you'll be doing. Come next week, we'll be looking at how can we align our content to meet the needs of the standardized assessment that is out there. So if this video was beneficial to you, or if you liked what you heard, go ahead and like the video. If you feel that there is a friend or educator who could use this type of information, go ahead and share the video. And if you want to get more videos with this kind of information and you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Continue to share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for those who have been listening and providing your feedback. On the screen, you will see the WhatsApp number. It's also the direct call number, the Facebook and the Instagram handle that you can follow and keep up to date with what is happening. This is Strategic Educational Consultancy Services, on a mission to empower you, educators.